Hey everyone, I'm Trevor and we are back at LEGOLAND California to give you a full tour for 2026, including the all-new LEGO Galaxy. I am so excited. So without further ado, let's get going. And we are going to start right here at the front of the park. This is where you are going to scan your tickets to enter the park. Once you scan those tickets, you'll be able to come in here, and first off to your right is going to be guest services, as well as an area where you can talk to them about Fast Track, which is their new reserve and ride system, and VIP. Next to that is the photo shop. If you get photos taken at any point throughout the day and you want to check in, see if you want to purchase those on your way out, you can come by here to the photo shop. On the exact opposite side, we have a minifigure market, and this is going to be your first gift shop that they have here at LEGOLAND, a smaller one, mostly dedicated to sets and minifigures. Next to that is the sweet shop, and this is not available at the moment, but probably will be a little bit later on in the day. And then I can't remember what this place is called. It's a little coffee shop. I'm gonna go in there and get some coffee first thing in the morning. They're gonna have that right here. Just the market, that's what it is, the market. And that is right inside the entrance off to your left. Directly opposite the market is the Lego store. Now this used to be called the Big Shop. It's been about a year since I have been here. My kids are just about aged out now, but we used to come here all the time, so I've still got loads of knowledge to share with you guys. But it looks like it's no longer called the Big Shop, just says Lego there. We'll go through that at the end of this tour, show you what's inside. Directly straight ahead after you come into the park is this giant Lego display. Get your photos in front of it. Always love the different displays that they alternate through there. And then we're turning off to the left, and we're going to work our way clockwise around the park, just going to show you absolutely everything. Here's a stage that will have musical performances throughout the day. You'll have to check the app to see different show times. Directly opposite that stage is this little pathway here, and it says Sea Life Aquarium. If you want to see the in-park entrance to the Sea Life Aquarium, it is going to be down here and off to the right. You can access the Sea Life Aquarium from outside the park as well. If you don't have LEGOLAND park tickets, you just want to come check out the Sea Life Aquarium. But this is the in-park entrance if you have a park hopper ticket. You do need a park hopper ticket. Sea Life Aquarium is not included with your LEGOLAND admission. You would need to purchase a separate ticket or a park hopper. Now we're headed into Dino Valley. This area was rethemed about a year or two ago. None of the rides that are in it are different if you've been at LEGOLAND, but maybe it was about 5 years ago. All the rides that are in here are the same. They're just different themed now. You might have remembered that they had Coastersaurus, and Coastersaurus still here, still called Coastersaurus, but the other rides didn't have any sort of general theme, and so they have updated the other rides to match Coastersaurus, so that this is all dinosaur themed. And we will go by and see what they're called though. Again, it's been about a year since I've been here, so the newer rides, I've forgotten their names. This looks like the one that we just looked at was Duplo Little Dino Trail. And that used to be Safari Trek, if you recall Safari Trek before. I have to navigate through here. But now it is Duplo Little Dino Trail. And over off to the left-hand side, we have the entrance to Coastersaurus, as well as Dino Outpost, and they will do character meet and greets here at Dino Outpost. And they also have this little dig station at Dino Outpost. You can collect a bucket, get your tools, and let your kids come dig in the sand. Really great way for kids to pass some time if they are too short for some of the other attractions nearby and you need to kill some time while your family waits in line. We'll just duck back out here. Going to keep the camera on as much as possible so that you can see everything here at LEGOLAND. There may be some downtime where I am not talking as a result of that, but I will keep the camera on for you. Got some games over to the left, some midway type games. Win some big prizes. We have some face painting and henna. And then Explorer River Quest. Let's go see if we can see Explorer River Quest going by. This used to be Fairy Tale Brook. Now it's called Explorer River Quest. You can see the boats look like little leaves there. And now they have dino displays. So again, theming everything to match Coastersaurus to make this a dinosaur land. We have some moving heads over there. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time on all of these things. I just want you to be able to see and get your bearings. But I don't want to drag the video down unnecessarily by spending too long in some spots. Lego Movie World up next. This opened back in 2021. In fact, the very first time I ever came to Legoland was for the opening of Lego Movie World. My kids have loved coming to Legoland over the years. We have the Awesome Shop, another gift shop off to the left. Don't want to neglect that. Emmett's Super Suite back here is going to be a spot where you can meet Emmett and friends. So that's a character meet and greet in the back of, what says, Welcome to Bricksburg. So the back of Bricksburg. We have a restroom here, but I love to point it out because it's the Honey, Where Are My Pants sign from the Lego movie.
So that you'll have...
Next we have Everything is Ramen, though it says it will be closed today. That's sad. This was one of my favorite places to eat because they had some orange chicken rice bowls there. It is not open today. And then we have Cloud Cuckoo Crepes, which is probably also not open, but this was rarely open to begin with. I've had a hard time finding this place open. Let's spin around.
Oh my God.
It looks like they have turned off the water and put Lego bricks out there for kids to play in. It is 80-something degrees today. I am surprised they are not running the water, unless that's a recent change where they're no longer running water. Then we have Benny's Rocket Ship. This is like a little play area here. Big slide. Different levels for them to climb up. There's Unikitty Disco Drop. If you love drop rides, this is a unique one because it also spins you in circles. I have great fun on Unikitty's Disco Drop. Next to that is Emmett's Flying Adventure, but it looks like this is also closed today. Emmett's Flying Adventure, we are getting it in tip-top shape. And this is a simulator attraction, very similar to Soarin' at Disneyland, big IMAX screen. On the other side of the land, we have Queen Watevra's Carousel. Carousel right here. And the building right next to it is Build Whatever You Want to Build. It's just a build station. You can go in there. They've got a bunch of Legos around and you can just build whatever you want to build. There's a little amphitheater next to the carousel that they occasionally will use for different presentations. You'll be able to find all of that information inside the app if they are utilizing it on any given day. Here's the rock band. Literally rocks, but I don't hear them saying anything anymore. We're working our way towards Lego Galaxy now. It overtook what used to be Fun Town. We'll talk about that in a moment, but before we get there, to our right is a caricature spot. I'm gonna get some caricatures drawn of you. And then Duplo Playtown featuring the Kid Power Tower. We are gonna go in here. Not gonna skip anything. We're also not gonna double back really. And so I do not want to bypass this just to get to Lego Galaxy a little faster. They do have a stroller or handicap accessible pathway over there. We're just gonna come up this way. Now this area is mostly designed for the little ones, and I mean the really little ones. You can see little slides here, little climbing areas, squishy ground. And they also have this train, very little train here. We should be able to see it coming around just now. There it is. We'll turn before it gets too close to respect people's privacy. And here's the Kid Power Tower. They have 3 of them, blue, yellow, and red, but it looks like only the blue is currently in use. And, well, this is about as best as we can see on this one. They'll put another seat here that's currently being fixed. And then you see that rope, you pull on the rope and it takes you high up. And it's completely based on kid power because you have to pull the rope to get higher up. There's just a couple more of these types of things up here. There's nothing else up here except for some more slides, some more climbing play areas that are all that sized. Nothing super duper special aside from that, but still really great fun for the little kids. Lego Galaxy is right over there. We can see it. I'm gonna turn the camera off till we get out of here. If you are enjoying this video and finding it helpful, please hit the like and subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And if you want to save money on your next Legoland California vacation, call my friends at Getaway today and tell them that SoCal Dad sent you, or click the link down in the description. We are just exiting Duplo Playtown right now and headed towards Lego Galaxy, which again formerly was Funtown. So you might recognize some familiar landmarks. There's a little snack stop. Over off to our right was a ride that used to be Sky Patrol, and now it is Launch and Land. Same attraction, just themed for space now to fit the Lego Galaxy land space. We do have a lot of different new displays out here you could take photos with. But then the main attraction of a Lego Galaxy is going to be the Galacticoaster. And I loved this attraction. I rode it this morning. I rope dropped it. And it is basically Cosmic Rewind, Disney's Cosmic Rewind over in Epcot. And I loved it. Very, very thrilling attraction. Just about 40 seconds long though, so pretty short. Next to that is a G-Force test facility. This is a brand new ride. This used to be junior driving school. That was what used to be here, and they've put this attraction over at Space. This is very similar to Riptide Rescue at SeaWorld. If it is going in a moment, I'll be able to show it to you. Actually, I have footage of it from earlier, so I'll just flop that in for you right now. But then next to both of those is a locker station because you cannot take any bags on Galacticoaster, none. So you have to put everything in the locker. The lockers are free, and they're free for the first 2 hours. I saw that they will charge you $8 if you are using the locker after that. But they have this handy little function that allows you to scan the QR code, and the QR code will give you access to the locker without you having to, like, you know, spend too much time punching stuff in. Satellite Bites, this used to be Burger Stop, same sort of place, same sort of food. I guess we mentioned junior driving school. The regular driving school is what used to be over here off to the left. They have ripped that out to replace it with Galacticoaster, but that does not mean that either driving school is gone. We're gonna point that out where they relocated it for you in just a moment. Where's the, oh, it's like, where's the entrance? They shifted the entrance to the stage. There's a stage back there. They shifted the entrance, it looks like, over to here. This is my first time walking around Lego Galaxy, actually. I mean, I walked around it about an hour ago this morning when I got here. Then I got some food over here at UFO, the ultimate food outlet. This used to be Funtown's Urban Kitchen. Now it is UFO. Similar concept. There's a lot of different types of food that you can get in there. But it's a little bit better, a little bit more streamlined. And that is the end of this area. Rocket Assembly Bay at the back of the Galacticoaster. Let's just pop down here. Haven't come down here yet. It's another build station. They have lots of build stations. In fact, it's probably one of the most frequent things that you'll come across at Legoland, because what's the purpose of Lego, right? To build. And so they want you to be able to build here at the theme park. They have loads of stations where you can build all sorts of your own Lego creations. There's so many of them, there's really never any line at any of them either. You can just stop wherever. Now let's go back up here. There's a couple of refill stations over there if you have one of their refillable cups. Man, why is the word evading me right now? Oh well, sometimes that happens. Words I should know just aren't there. Funtown stage. Okay, so now we are officially back in Funtown, and the stage is still themed for Funtown. Not open right now. I feel like a broken record telling you to check the app, but check the app for show times. Here is junior driving school. This is where they have relocated it. Junior driving school is for ages 3 to 5, and then regular driving school is for ages 6 to 13. Both entrances right here. And they have moved the regular driving school over to here. The space appears quite a bit smaller than the old space, but still plenty of different pathways for them to go along.
Can't be bumping, son.
There is another build station right on the other side. This has been here for a while. This did not get changed or adjusted at all. Rebuild the World, Planet Legoland. And let's just pop in here real quick, so you can see what the inside looks like. Again, mostly just build stations. There's a lot of places for build stations.
Hey, Rowan, do you want to go to Disneyland?
As we come out of that area, we see driving school off to the right, and they also have the driver's license spot. You can still get driver's licenses here. That's a fun aspect for the kids. The factory tour is also still here, over off to the left. And if you go in the factory tour, you will end up in that Planet Legoland building area. Worth going through there. We won't walk through in this video, but definitely worth going through there on your own. We have Legoland Water Park and the Lego Chimo Water Park. Not open right now. Does not open for another couple of weeks. The primary one, at least as of the time of this filming. They're getting things ready over here. Chima usually doesn't open until about June. So, yeah. I just saw like a bobcat going by back there. I don't know what they're doing. Hopefully they're going to be ready for the start of the season. It's really warm. 85 degrees today. Abnormal for this time of year. What is this time of year? Today is Tuesday, March 17th. Here's the Adventurers Club. The font always reminds me of Indiana Jones, and it has very much an Indiana Jones sort of feel to it. We'll walk through there. There are some keys that you can find, and there's different biomes that you'll go through, and it's a really great walkthrough experience. Also not going to walk through that today. There has to be some mystery, right? I want you to have some things to look forward to trying when you're here. We'll show you all of the stuff that's out on the main pathways, though. Here is driving school again. We're just going to wrap around the building now. Still going clockwise around the park. We're at the extremities. There is one area in the center that we'll have to get sort of towards the end. Here's the exit from the Legoland Water Park. This is where you would exit right there. Now we're headed back this direction. Captain Cranky's Challenge right there, that big pirate ship spinning around. The entrance to Captain Cranky's is around the corner. Oh no! It looks like the skipper school is closed currently. This is the start of spring break. This week would be the first of the weeks that schools across the country begin to start taking off for spring break, and I am surprised that Legoland is not trying to keep as many things open for spring break as possible. Maybe it's still early yet. I know that San Diego and LA schools do not get out until the week before Easter, so that is going to be like March 28th through the 3rd or something like that. That's the week that my kids have off of school. Burger Kitchen straight ahead. It says Burger Kitchen will be closed today. It is a weekday. Okay, oh, no, it's not Tuesday. Sorry, my bad. It is Wednesday. Wednesday, March 18th. See, I need to get my act together. Remember what day it is. You know, when you work from home like I do, because my Disney channel, if you did not know, my Disneyland channel is my primary form of income. And when you work from home, sometimes you forget what day of the week it is. Captain Cranky's Challenge, there's the entrance to that. They do have a little drying station over here, some changing rooms. Why? Well, because there's a water splash place right here. And this is not surprising that Pirate Reef is not open. Pirate Reef is basically part of the Legoland water park, but you can access it from outside the water park. You don't have to have a water park ticket to access Pirate Reef, but both water park guests and Legoland guests can access Pirate Reef. They just come in from two different sides. And so Pirate Reef not open right now, but they still have this little water splash pad. And since it's a hot day, very, very good idea for that. There's a locker rental right over here too. But it also looks like Splash Battle is closed. Look at this. Big construction walls around Splash Battle. A lot of stuff closed. I was thinking that this was a good day to come do a tour because I figured it being the start of spring break, most of the stuff would be open. I'm so sorry that there's still a lot of stuff closed. I'm hopeful that it will be open by the time you come, because those are fun rides. That Splash Battle is great. It's a water gun type ride where you can spray guests off the attraction. You can spray other guests on the attraction too, but then the guests off the attraction have water guns to spray you. So it's really, really fun. I love Splash Battle. This restroom is new. I don't remember this restroom, or it's at least updated. I don't remember that before. So if we were to head down this pathway over off to the right, we would head down towards Miniland USA. That's the area in the center of the park, but we're gonna get it at the end. We will go through it. Churros con chocolate. Not open today. Not open. The churro spot. We're gonna head up towards Castle Hill now. Castle Hill, one of my favorite lands at Legoland. I love a good medieval theme, and we're gonna get there shortly. Before we do, I'll turn to the right a bit, see some of the walkways down to Miniland USA. What is Miniland USA? There are, I think, 5 city replicas, full city replicas, built entirely out of Legos. You'll have to wait and see what they are when we get down there. Deep Sea Adventure to our left, right before we get to Castle Hill. Deep Sea Adventure is a submarine ride. This is fun. It's like a scavenger hunt. Underwater, there's fish. It's like a big giant aquarium and scavenger hunt all built into one. You're gonna get in one of those submarines. Don't worry, it doesn't actually go below the water. The water line is from about here down. And then this portion stays up above the water the entire time. But it feels like you're down in a submarine because you're looking under the water. And then that attraction spills out into the dive shop, which is another gift shop. Next to that is Granny's Apple Fries. Here we go. Now we're in Castle Hill. Granny's Apple Fries, the most iconic of Legoland's snacks. If you've never had Granny's Apple Fries, this is a must. I love them. So delicious. They're what they sound like. They are fried apples in cinnamon with whipped cream. The Hideaways here is a playground, one of a couple different play areas throughout the park. Just took us a while to get to one of the bigger ones. We saw the one in Lego Movie World earlier. Here's the hideaways. Glad to see this is open again. Last time I was here, this was all closed off, and that one over there. The two biggest slides were closed off, but they've got some rope climbs in here. There was only one entrance and one exit to this area, and that is right here. So you can just let your kids go in there and roam free. Don't worry, they can't get out if you're sitting near the exit. So that's really, really great. We always let our kids go in there. They love that place.
I don't want to go in the front.
Here's another Midway game. This is a winner every time. It's basically a fish pond game. And $15 gives you 3 frogs. $30 gives you 8 frogs. And you get points. There's points on each one of them. The total, I think the highest point maybe that you get is how you get prizes. It's not really a good value, to be honest with you.
Dad.
And then they have a basketball hoop game that would have been over here, but looks like it is currently closed. Let's go over this way. Jousting nights. Not sure if this is running at all or not either, but it's one of those areas where you have to pay, of course, $3 each, it says. And you can control one of these knights and drive them around. And then the Royal Joust is right next to it. Fun ride for kids. We'll look at that in a moment. Wanted to talk about Knight's Barbecue over here. Knight's Barbecue, one of my favorite places to eat at Legoland. Some pretty decent and good food there at Knight's Smokehouse. Knight's Smokehouse Barbecue. And then here is the Royal Joust. And again, we won't really show the kids' faces up close, but they're over there on these little horses. I think you have to be under, like 12 or under to ride on this thing, and over 4, I think, also to ride on this. But they go around on this track, and they are solo, as you can see. Kids do not ride with parents, and it's a fun little independent attraction for them, but that's why there is a minimum age in addition to a height requirement. Here is the Castle Hill stage for performances. They'll have different shows here. I'm gonna say it again. Check the app. Freestyle machine, that was the word. See, I knew it would come to me. Here's the Castle Hill ice cream. I like Castle Hill ice cream. In fact, I was gonna go in there and get something right now because it's hot. But they have a bit of a line. But I like Castle Hill ice cream. Show you what they've got there. Here's another photo spot for the Dragon coaster and a little gift shop for Dragon. Dragon is one of my, well, it is my youngest son's favorite ride at a Legoland, or it was for the longest time. He's a little bit more of a thrill seeker now. Dragon, I mean, it's still fun, roller coaster, so it's not like there isn't any thrill. But I wonder if nowadays his opinion would change. Here is the Royal Joust entrance. Looks like there is letterbrush art. You can buy some letterbrush art over there. And I think we just passed another face paint spot right there. But this is the entrance to the Dragon. And the coaster just went, so you won't be able to see it go by. But there's an indoor portion to the Dragon. So it's like a dark ride roller coaster hybrid. I've never seen anything like it. It goes up there and then it'll loop around a couple of times and go back in. Very fun attraction. One that we always try to do every time we're at Legoland. Then we have Chicken and Crown. Sorry we missed you. This place closed too. I mean, I know it's a weekday, but it's spring break, or it's supposed to be. Maybe Legoland only particularly cares about San Diego's spring break. I figured they would do as Disneyland and have adjustments for the entire month-long season from about mid-March to mid-April. That's when schools all across the country, they have staggered, you know, not every school takes off at the same exact time. Everybody has staggered weeks. The LA and San Diego schools, though, I already told you when their week was. You can chime down in the comments below and let me know when your spring break is. When are your kids getting off for spring break? I'd be curious to know. See what weeks are the most popular weeks course, if you're local in the San Diego area, already know when your week is. We are leaving Castle Hill now, coming down to the Lost Kingdom area. Lost Kingdom Adventure over off to our left. This is a video game style ride where you're going to shoot targets and compete against your family for the highest score. They also have a lot of midway games in this area, although I don't see any model citizens. That's what the employees are called here. I don't see any model citizens out here operating them, so they're probably not open. And neither is Dune Raiders. This is a mat slide. You would get a burlap sack and you would come down the slide here. Unfortunately, not open, but hopefully it will be during that core spring break week, or if you come on a weekend. We've got some more winner every time duck pond game there. Another snack spot here. To our left is Beetle Bounce. And this is like Sea Dragon Drop at SeaWorld. A very, very small little kid drop ride. I don't even know if they allow adults to go on that. I think I've seen them on it once or twice, but generally not allowed. And then Cargo Ace to our right. Another attraction, another ride over here, little one. But let's go over to Lost Kingdom Adventure, at least closer to this way, just so you can see what things look like. Very nice theming through here. I always love the theming. And then we have Pharaoh's Revenge. Is that what it's called? Yes, Pharaoh's Revenge. I was right. And this is another play area. And I'm not going to pop in there, but this is where they have the like pressurized balls, like the pneumatic tubes that shoot little ball pit balls. It's a fun area. And then before Galacticoaster, I think Galacticoaster might be the most technically advanced, most extreme ride that they have at Legoland now. Possibly not. Technicoaster might still get that, not technically advanced, but most thrilling attraction. Might still be the most thrilling here at Legoland. And why do I say that? Because of the height and speed. Galacticoaster doesn't really have height or speed. It's also a Wild Mouse style attraction. What does that mean? A wild mouse is just the most generic form of this type of attraction. You can find it at many different amusement parks all around the country. And Technicoaster is exactly like one of those. This would be the largest coaster that they have here in the park. But Galacticoaster, pretty great too. Pizza and pasta buffet. This is a great place to go. The food is so-so, but it is, well, the last I checked, it was pretty affordable. Price has gone up a little bit. Adults, $28.29, kids, $14.69. But the Knight's Smokehouse Barbecue, just one meal can easily get up to that. And this is a buffet, so it's all you can eat. All you can eat pizza and pasta, and the kids' prices was $14, so not too bad. Not too bad at all. Bionicle Blaster. This is a spinning teacup style ride. But this one has a minimum age requirement as well as a minimum height requirement, if I recall. Let's go up to the ride safety features to double check on that. And it says, yes, minimum requirements to ride are going to be 42 inches and 4 years old. Doesn't feel any different than any other spinning teacup type ride that does not have a height requirement, so I've never understood that. Maybe it's slightly more intense, a little bit more intense, and they put on a height and age requirement. You could be 42 inches, but 3, my youngest, Benjamin, fell into that category. 42 inches and 3, and he had to wait till he was 4 to ride it. Here is the Ninjago, Lego Ninjago training camp, another one of the big play areas here. Another area that my kids love. They come to Legoland for the playgrounds. Of course, of course. Here's another henna station right in here. We're actually almost to the end. We're almost to the end of Legoland. but we have to go through Miniland USA very shortly. But before we do that, I wanted to point out the big 4D theater. The entrance to the 4D theater is going to be over off to our left, and then the Ninjago area is over there, and then there's a whole bunch of build stations in here. But let's go down to Miniland USA first, and we'll catch those in just a moment. I would say that coming to Miniland USA for a Lego lover is worth the price of admission into Legoland alone. There is just so many cool things to look at if your child loves building with Lego. This is a Lego builder's paradise. So here we have Washington, D.C. And these are very detailed models and displays. There are little characters in and around the buildings. You'll be able to find landmarks like the Washington Monument over there, and here's the White House we're coming upon. The Capitol building over there. Got a lot of just great buildings that you could take a look at. I'm not going to show you the entire thing because, as we've said before, we want you to explore for yourself. I don't want to spoil everything, just give you an idea of what's here, but let you uncover everything that Legoland has to offer on your own. To our right is San Diego. This is one of their newer displays. It's been up for a couple of years now. They have San Diego, and Petco Park actually is right over there. We passed right by Petco Park. Got the trolley. We're just gonna kind of walk right on by here. On the other side, you might recognize the Golden Gate Bridge. So they have San Francisco. LA is over there with the Griffith Observatory and SoFi Stadium. SoFi Stadium is pretty impressive. But again, we're gonna have you come here on your own to take a look at it. This is New York City. Welcome to New York City, where the dinosaurs have taken over. I love this. And this is impressive. This is the most impressive one to me. Is New York City with all the dinos running free. And then the last city that we have to go through, and we'll walk through it because we're over here. I'm not sure how long this video is, but I'm trying to keep it succinct, so we're not doing a whole lot of backtracking. This is Las Vegas. Welcome to fabulous Las Vegas. Now you can come here and see all of the different casinos and hotels. They've got all the famous ones. They've got replicas of them. Excuse me. We have MGM Grand, the Venetian, Hard Block, and Trendy Island. Love it, love it, love it. At the end of that area is a Build-A-Boat. Very similar to the Lego building stations. You build boats here and they have little rivers of water that allow you to race your boat to the end. My kids love that build station more than any of the other build stations here at Legoland. They love the boats. There's also, I think we bypassed it, but there's a big green area over here that they use for dance parties, specifically during Brick or Treat, which is their Halloween event. They always do their costume contest and dance party down there. To our right is Coast Cruise. Coast Cruise is kind of like Jungle Cruise at Disneyland. Dry humor and all, and I love it. Jungle Cruise is one of my favorite rides at Disneyland, and Coast Cruise is one of my favorite rides at Legoland. And we'll show you where Coast Cruise goes in a moment. Can't really see it from up here. Now, if I were to continue going down this pathway, it's going to take me right back to that Ninjago training camp play area that we just saw. So I'm not going to go all the way down there. But we have the Lego Ferrari build and race right here. You can go in there. There's a big giant Ferrari model you can take a photo with, and you can build your own Ferrari model, and then you can digitize it and take it on the racetrack and race it around. Really, really fun. And then they have just a bunch more building stations. This whole building is nothing but building stations so that you can build to your heart's content your own Lego creations. We have one more area to cover, one more land, and that's Lego Ninjago. There's a game out here, midway game that you could play. And it looks like the Ninjago kitchen, Ninja Kitchen, is not open. A lot of food places not open today. It's a weekday. If you don't want to encounter this, come on weekends. It's going to be a lot busier on the weekends, though. A lot busier. But this is Lego Ninjago the ride. Very similar. Well, actually, this was before Spider-Man. Web Slingers, a Spider-Man adventure at Disneyland. This ride existed before then. So you could say that Web Slingers copied Ninjago the ride, but very similar to that attraction if you're familiar with Disneyland but not familiar with Legoland. Ninjago the ride is a popular one here, and that will spit you out into Woo's Warehouse, which is another gift shop. And that's really all that there is here. There's a couple of, like, as you can see, little like play areas. But if you were to go out that pathway, it's going to put you by the 4D theater. So there's really nothing else in this area. It's just Lego Ninjago the ride, and then the Ninja Kitchen, if it happened to have been open, but it is not. So that rapidly is taking us towards the end of our tour. But I have two more things to show you that I told you we would show you. First off, the Lego store. And second off, we're going to show you where the Coast Cruise goes, because it goes through the center of the park in some waterways. I just can't really see them from where I am right now. We have to go back to the front of the park for that. There's another character art area to the left if you want to get some characters made for you or your family, right before we go into the Lego store. Let's go ahead and pop on in. It says, welcome to the Legoland California Lego shop. So no longer the big store. Now they call it the Lego shop. They've got some Star Wars, Lego Star Wars stuff over here. We've got some Mario. They're not beholden to any one particular brand here. I believe they also have some Harry Potter stuff in here somewhere. We've got some Transformers. So all sorts of Lego things. Here's Marvel over here. Some Marvel kits that you can buy. Here's Ninjago, whole wall for Ninjago. You can also pick your own pieces. Maybe you need some specific pieces of some specific colors. You can do that here as well. We've got Lego City. Looks like Lego Friends and Duplo. Lego Creator. They've completely remodeled this place. All of the registers are over there now. Completely remodeled this place. I didn't see any Harry Potter though, actually. Might be in here. We might have missed it somewhere. There's some exclusive items over here. It says exclusive. Legoland. Oh, specifically Legoland. That's why. Look at this.
What?
That's going to be that. Now we're back here at the very front of the park. You might remember we pointed that out. Let's go over here now. See if the Coast Cruise is even going by right now. Doesn't look like it is. But this is the lagoon that Coast Cruise goes on. And you'll pass by a bunch of different Lego creations like that, and the elephant over here, and there is the London Eye over there and Big Ben. I don't know if you can see that very well, but they've got all sorts of stuff all around this lake. And the skipper that is on the Coast Cruise with you, the captain, they will give you some jokes as you go along. Dry humor jokes, like I said, that you would get at Jungle Cruise, and I absolutely love that. You can see the Duplo Playtown up there in the center, overlooking that area. And you can see a lot of, like, there's a little bit of Lego Galaxy peeking out over there too. So it's not a very big park. You can see most of the park from right here, actually. But it is one big circle. There aren't really any shoot-offs, offshoots, things that are going to be confusing. So pretty simple to navigate. Just go in a big circle. And that's going to be it for our time here today at Legoland California for 2026. If you want to see more theme park tours in the San Diego area, you can click this playlist right here. And once it is available, the Legoland Ultimate Guide that I'm putting together for the year will be available right here. You can click those and keep watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button on your way out. Thanks for watching, and we will see you again next time.